So I don't think it's really surprising to you guys who watch my videos by knowing that I'm a lover of disaster novels, whether that be with monsters or just with certain events that happen that cause post-apocalyptic, pre-apocalyptic, whatever you want to call it. So because of that, I decided I wanted to make a video on recommending some of those type of books to you guys because they're really cool. I mean, they're obviously very traumatic and scary sometimes, most of the time, but they're just very engrossing and addicting, and I really enjoy them because I do. And yeah, so I'm gonna talk about some disaster novels that I really enjoy that I think you would enjoy starting now. So the first novel I'm gonna talk about is something that I will always want to talk about because it's my favorite book of all time. That is a car. Really? Meg by Steve Alton. This is an ongoing series. There's like 4 books already. Anyway, point being, this is an epic disaster novel of great proportions because it's about a killer shark. And who doesn't love Jaws? I love Jaws. If you're a fan of Jaws, you will love this and you should go get it now. It is about the ancestor of the great white shark, which is the Megalodon. This shark that we thought was extinct turns out not to be extinct and causes a lot of havoc on the world and kills a lot of people along the way. And because this shark is causing so much havoc, a lot of people have to go and figure out how to stop this problem because it's a big problem. Having a shark eating a bunch of people, that's not cool. The next novel I'm going to recommend is definitely a disaster novel. It's pretty disasterful, and that is Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. This is more of a pre- and post-apocalyptic novel. It's so addicting. And it's not that great, okay? I just want to like throw it out there. Particularly the writing itself is just meh. The characters are okay. I actually like them sorta, but they're just very, I don't want to say stupid or like just what the heck are you doing? But kind of. I'm pulling my hair in anger at these characters, but because of that, it's so addicting and I want to know what happens next, and it's a series. There's 3 and I just got the last one and I'm so excited to read it. I would really recommend this if you're a fan of, say, the movie The Mist. It sort of reminds me of that. The next book I'm going to recommend is Life as We Knew It by Susan Beth Pfeffer. Something like that. In this book, the moon gravitates closer to the earth, and because the moon is closer to the earth, this causes bad chaos in the way that there are tsunamis and storms and everyone dies and all this crazy stuff. And it is a survival story told from the perspective of this girl, and I really enjoyed this book. I particularly enjoyed the first, I want to say 2 or 3. The last book in this series was a bit of a disappointment to me, but as a whole I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this, especially the first one. The first one just grips you and you can't stop reading. The next book I'm going to recommend is The Shell Game by Steve Alton. He's the one who wrote Meg. He's my favorite author. So this book is more of a pre-apocalyptic, so yeah, okay, I think that makes sense. This book essentially leads up to something that can destroy everything and everyone, and it's just really unique because I haven't read a lot of apocalyptic novels where you get to get a different take on it, and the take that this one takes is that it has to do with oil, where we lose our natural resources and then chaos ensues because of that. And I think that's really interesting because it's something that could happen because obviously we will run out of our fossil fuels, natural resources, whatever, someday because we are using it so much. And it's just very just kind of like in your face, boom, this is a scary thing that could happen. I really enjoyed it, even though it's pretty scary. I mean, it's not scary in the sense that it's terrifying, but just the subject matter of it and the realness kind of freaks you out a bit. And the last book I'm gonna recommend to you is The Living by Matt De La Pena, and this novel is just so crazy. Okay, so there's this kid. He gets a job on this cruise ship for the summer, and while he's on this cruise ship, this giant earthquake hits California off the coast, okay? So he's on this cruise ship, and because the earthquake centered off the coast, it triggered a tsunami, obviously, and you know, he has to go through that, which is pretty dang terrifying. And so the boat does some Poseidon stuff and, you know, flips, and everyone like pretty much dies except a few people, and he has to survive and, you know, just try to not die. So there's that. And it's just so good. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't want to say any more to spoil you, but it's so freaking cool and scary. And it's very disasterful. Is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, it's a really good disaster book and I think you would like it. So those are all the books I'm going to talk about today. If you have read any really cool disaster, apocalyptic, pre-apocalyptic, whatever you want to call it, type of books, leave them in the comments below and tell me all about them because I love that genre so much. That's all I'm talking about today and I'm gonna go. Goodbye.